Right, in this webcast we're going to look at how to achieve a good balance between recall and precision so that they're both quite high or quite good. And these are based on the searches that you were set in activity 13 in the unit. The first one was to try to retrieve as many hits as we can of going to and gonna, used for kind of future marking. So if we, perhaps one way of going about this using what we know already is to put going to or gonna. We need to separate out gonna, as you know already. Let's see what happens when we search for this combination. Right, we'll notice that, well, they all say going to on this page. Let's just check if we've got some gunners in there too. Yeah, we've got going to and gunner, so we know the search has worked. However, you might have noticed at the beginning of the first page that we've got going to Korea. We were interested in going to followed by verbs. So in this case we may have achieved quite good recall, but our precision would seem to be down a bit. So we can come back here and just change the search a little bit. Take the to out and take the na, which also represents to, and then there's a tag for the to infinitive which we can use, and this should remove a lot of the irrelevant hits, improve precision. Right, as you'll notice, the going to Korea has disappeared, so that's a good sign, and also the number of hits has fallen. So that seems to have worked fairly well. We can be fairly sure that there are around 40,000 hits for this, for going to or gonna. This doesn't, however, tell us which verbs occur with going to. One way of doing this, we'll look at other ways in future units, but one way for now is to specify that we need a verb there. This is any verb for. We know that the infinitive tends to follow to, but the tagger knows that too, so it's generally shouldn't create any problems. So this will enable us to look at which verbs tend to occur here. Let's have a look at frequency breakdown. Right, not a great surprise here that be, do, have, get occur near the top of the list. These are very frequent verbs in English anyway. You'll notice that there is a mini problem in that going to be and gonna be are separate. Well, maybe you might not consider that as a problem, but if you want to consider them as the same for as be, going to or gonna followed by be, it's the same thing, you'll have to add these up. Right, so that's I think a fairly good way of getting quite high recall and precision looking for the construction going to.